All right, this is Cheap Trick, Jonathan, joined by Alan from Al's Destroyers,
The Butcher,
Vance from Cavance Crusaders, and we're here for the first time ever with our own Blood Bowl mock draft. Unlike other leagues where they just throw crap together at the last minute, we're actually planning to do this in one take, so we're doing at least a little bit more than other crappy leagues.
yes.
We got 1 week to go. We're here to mock
Did you just call us a crappy league?
Well, I think we are a crappy league.
I thought you were going to cue "We Are the Champions" before we started this, because obviously nobody else has taken
What
the title.
happened to in the course of human events when it becomes
Self-evident that 3 people with too much time on a Saturday afternoon decide to do a mock draft. They show up at the table.
Wait, are we recording this?
We are recording
We
this.
might want to get started then.
All right, we've got on tap, we're going to do a mock draft. We're going to actually draft pick for everybody and then mock you at the same time.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions at the end. And from there, we're just going to see what happens. Hopefully this will be great, and we can do this a couple times throughout the year and enjoy it. If nobody likes it, well, screw you and find a different league.
That's right. Don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll
You
start
don't
off.
like it, you do it yourself. Yeah.
Last year, we saw Al's Destroyers finally get back into the winner's circle
Thank
for
you.
his 4th time,
Thank you.
knocking off a 3-time champion in a row.
That's
Willie-
4 times more than the rest of you.
4 times more than everybody else in the league. Well, I guess Cavance Crusaders can say 3 times more than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
that.
I've got a championship.
So the question is
Championship.
Alf going to win again? Is this Alf's year to do a back-to-back? As we've seen multiple champions, or at least multiple times we've seen back-to-back champions.
I'll be honest, no, I think Snowstorm has a good shot this year.
I don't think
she's
it
one of
sounds
the top
fun.
runners.
I'll tell you what, I just don't see how you can beat Cheap Trick. Maybe.
The divisions are going to play havoc with everything this year. That's for sure. Alf and Snowflake are in just a ridiculous division. Then you got
That'll be
Cheap
tough.
Trick and Replacements. I tell you what,
Replacements could come up and bite you in the butt.
yeah, I tell you what, look for Drew's Warriors. I like Drew's Warriors. They're out of that 3rd division. Not going to have to beat themselves up too much to get there. They could sneak in. And at the end of this, we're going to pick our choice for who's going to win it all. So we'll get to that. But first, we're going to start with the mock draft. And the way this is going to work is we've got 3 people here. We've each taken 4 teams. We're going to alternate, much like you'd see on SportsCenter, only ours will be interesting. And we're going to start with Cavance Crusaders is going to have the 1st pick. Alf's Destroyers is going to have the 2nd pick, and I'm going to take the 3rd. And the way we did it was so that none of us were picking our own picks or somebody that we knew.
We don't give you any strategy.
And not giving you a strategy.
Yeah, I'm giving you strategy. I thought these things through.
Keep in mind, we've tried to think these things through, but some of the picks we give you, we may be lying.
That's right.
We may just be messing with your head and thinking, hey, we do a video, do your own video if you want to figure it out.
That's right.
We ain't going to tell you how to draft. We're just going to tell you what we would do.
Exactly. And of course, just like as always, when something impactful happens in the world, Watu the Watcher is here. This
Right.
will change the course of human history, as Vance said. So let's get on to it. The number 1 pick is Drew's Warriors this year. If anybody sees a trade, feel free to throw that in too. But we'll start with Vance. What do you see going here?
I think if I was Drew's Warrior, that I would trade this pick.
I agree.
I don't think he has any choice but to trade it.
I think he needs too much. He's got to trade this pick and go down. But I don't think he's going to do that because I think he's going to start the year tanking.
No, I don't think he can start
No, I
tanking again
can't
for a 3rd year in a row.
You can't tank.
I'm thinking Sean Lee here.
Whoa, no.
Sean Lee?
Yeah, he broke his ACL, so
That would be a Drew's Warriors pick.
I don't see Drew going with that.
I'd like to say that Drews goes with Johnny Manziel here, but I just don't see it because he's got 3 reliable quarterbacks.
He's set at
He
quarterback.
doesn't need Johnny football.
But what he does need is a running back. 'Cause
Yep.
if I looked at his team, he
Terrible.
only has 2 starting running backs.
And one of them's Marshawn Lynch.
Who they're looking at is going to be a lot less role play this year.
Yeah, I see him in a retirement home by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Oh.
250 carries 3 years in a row.
I think he's over
got
300.
Is he over 300?
I think he's
know
right
he's
up
at least
there.
250 for 3 years now. So
So what's the official pick?
The official pick is Bishop Sankey.
I agree with Bishop Stanky. I thought it was.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. The only thing I'm going to disagree on is he does need running backs, but I think you can't
That's not a
overlook.
disagreement.
You can't overlook Sammy Watkins' talent
Yeah, that's
at this pick.
I thought Sammy Watkins, but I tell you, he needs the running
Well,
back.
I'll concede to Shanky.
Yeah,
I think that's the best running back on the board.
Can we concede to call him Stanky?
Stanky. I'll call him Stanky.
And I'd like to point out it's Sankey, not Shanky, Stanky, or Swanky.
I like Stanky.
I will say he needs to trade. I don't think he can trade.
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody's going to make the move up.
I don't think this draft year
Kavon's
has
Crusaders, very interesting.
Alpha is too, but you ain't getting much for it.
All right, so Stanky is off the board officially. I think we all agree this is probably the pick for Drew. I don't think there's much choice in it if he gets stuck there. I think he's going to try to trade. I think he should trade. I don't know what the value is there.
Yeah.
And next up, drafting for Mudcats will be Alf.
I got Mudcats, person that's been in the league for a long time who still struggles, but I really think this year he's got to look at solidifying some of his lineup, and I think his quarterbacks are weak, and I know he is a high, what do you want to call it, profile player pick. He likes the guys that have the name. I'm going with Johnny Manziel, second pick for Mudcats.
It's not a bad pick, but he does have Nick Foles. I think Vic could start some this year, and if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he have Geno Smith as well?
He does, but I'm wiping Vic. I'm wiping him.
You're wiping the Jets out altogether?
Yeah, I'm just looking and going for a long-term pick. I think he understands the league, and Mudcats has a trend of liking a high-profile player.
There's no question about that. I would go Watkins, but I can't argue the Manziel pick.
I got to go with Manziel, and the reason for that is because I know Mudcats, and I know his dad is a Browns fan.
Well, there you go.
So you got to go.
So you throw a little fan favorite in there, and then you throw in that.
You got the most talented guy. You got the fan.
His
favorite.
draft style is always high profile.
But can you see Manziel being dropped week 8? Because whoever Mudcats picks, he's going to drop him week 8. I mean,
I see Geno Smith being dropped week.
Okay.
I see Mike Vick being dropped.
No, Mike Vick, I think, is a wipe. I think Mike Vick is a wipe. I'm just done with the Jets all the time.
Well, I do agree, and I think Manziel's a solid pick for him, which puts us to 3, was bottom to top. Bottom to top, of course, his team. He needs a lot of help in a lot of places, but most of all, he needs quarterback.
Amen.
When he's starting with Alex Smith and that's all you got, that's not a good place to be.
No.
I think I know where you're going with this. This is a freebie pickup.
His wide receiver is actually pretty good.
Killers.
Keith, I would
Nobody understands what you did, Keith.
No, I don't know why you put McCown out there, but I think you have to draft him here.
100%.
You got to go Josh McCown. I don't like the pick. Let me just say that. I don't like McCown as a number 3 pick in any draft, but in a league where you need quarterbacks, you've got 2 starters on every team, McCown is the only one that makes sense.
I think it's a shoe-in.
You have to take McCown.
Yeah.
Yeah, bottom to top, cannot pass on McCown, and I think he picks him up.
Yeah.
I had
totally
him.
agree.
No idea how you play this game sometimes.
No.
Not knocking you. You've been here since the beginning. We love you. We love having you here, but really dropping a starting quarterback during the offseason.
Well, he wasn't starting during the
I
offseason,
don't
but you
care.
got to sit
I
on
don't
him.
care. You could hold on to your players.
There was
till
no
the
reason to
draft.
drop
You can
them.
hold them till draft day.
Yeah.
And you're going to throw somebody out. It's going
That
to bite
could
you
have
in the
been a
butt,
starter.
Keith. This is going to bite you in the butt.
This was what I've said. Don't drop your players in January.
That's right.
There's never a point to it. Even replacements.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong here. Now I didn't throw a little strategy. I think that everybody's seen the butcher pick somebody up and drop him. There you go. Somebody take that defensive player round 1, please.
Well, replacements, if you notice, still has Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez is retired, but what?
Why
Maybe he decides
drop him until draft day?
He doesn't need to.
You don't need
so.
to. I agree.
All right, back to Vance. You're drafted for Knights of Excalibur with the 4th pick, and this is an interesting one. I'm confused.
I got to tell you that I absolutely love that I get a pick for my division here. So, people, pay attention because I'm giving you good advice.
You do have 3 of 4 picks in your division.
3 of 4. I get to do my division. The problem with Knights is he needs everything.
Yes.
He's got to get a quarterback.
I have a needs column, and he's filled up with all of them.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But I think in our league, quarterback is key.
I agree. But is there one there at 4?
Oh, yeah.
I think the
I know where you're
pick
going.
here-
I don't like it.
I think it's got to be Bridgewater.
I don't like it.
I've got Bridgewater knocked down in there, too, as a number 4 pick because I think with the trade for Manning this year, he's good for 1 to 2 years. He can set somebody. Really, your toss-up is Bridgewater and Broyles. And I think Bridgewater is just, one, he's U of L. He's local. And knowing he's the youngest player in our league, he does a lot of media looking. So I think he's going to lead that, lean towards that direction.
Here's my problem with that pick. Bridgewater, I'm not sure about. When I take a 4th pick, I want to be sure.
Right.
McCown is not a Peyton Manning, but he's a sure bet at 3.
Right.
Bridgewater has looked shaky thus far. I like Mike Evans, the wide receiver out of Tampa Bay, as one of the guaranteed 10 touchdown kind of wide receivers. Now, I know that we're a quarterback league, but when you're drafting 4th and you need talent, you don't need a quarterback, you need talent. You need across-the-board talent. I would take Mike Evans and put myself a star wide receiver on that roster because you're still not going to be great this year. Your goal, I would think, and I don't know what your plan is, your goal, I would think, is to flip Peyton Manning for youth and draft picks as the season goes on. And maybe we're even going to see a Peyton Manning trade in the draft.
I think that's something that you'd also see is him maybe moving up to that number 1 slot with a number 1 and 4 pick.
Yeah.
Is what I would be looking for with Manning because obviously Drew's Warriors needs the help. And if you could get a 1 and 4 pick for Manning, that's a pretty good package.
Knights needs the help?
Yes, Knights needs, but Drew needs a quarterback help as well.
No. Drew doesn't need the quarterback. Drew needs
the running back. So he may move up into a 2 and 4 pick.
2 and 4 or a 3 and 4 or just depending on how it goes. But he's got to get
and
talent.
Maybe get a veteran out of the...
He's got to get more talent.
And because I'm better than anybody else at the table, for extra points, you should drop Kendall Hunter.
Oh, nice. Didn't he tear his ACL?
He sure did.
Okay.
I'd be done with him.
Alf, 5th pick replacements.
Again, I think replacement's been in the league long enough. He understands the strategy to our league now, and
doesn't need our help, and we should just skip the pick.
Well, I'm gonna throw him one out here, but I don't know if he'll go with this. Where he's played so long with us, he knows how to do research and has shown he can build his team. I'm putting him setting 2 years on his first round draft pick, and picking up Broyles.
Bortles?
Bortles, I'm sorry, Bortles.
I can't believe you went with Bortles. That's who I picked.
Is it? I just think he can afford to set for 2 years. He can afford it.
Yep. The problem is, and the reason I disagree with that pick, he has no backup quarterback. Bortles does not start those 2 weeks he needs.
But who else is out there for him to pick up who could be?
Well, in my world, Evans just went, and he would take Bridgewater. In my world. In a different world.
Yeah.
As it is now, I can't argue Bortles because there's just, his big needs are quarterback and wide receiver.
But I think
he can take a chance.
2 years.
I will tell you this, though. Here's who Bortles makes sense. I'm telling you who it's going to be, and he's probably going to laugh when I say it because he's going to know I'm reading his mind. But Panthers fan, Panthers homer, Kelvin Benjamin. He's going to take Kelvin Benjamin, the number 1 wide receiver from the Carolina Panthers.
First pick?
Yeah.
First round?
I'm sorry.
Who? Yeah, I'm looking. That's a 3-round pick. Second or third round.
I thought Steve Smith was the number 1.
Steve Smith's done.
Smith is in Baltimore.
Wait, I really need to look at my team.
He's done.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if it's there, and I think it will be, I don't see replacements holding off because
it'll be there. It's just just matter if he has the cooch paw to wait to round 2 or 3 like I have him slated to do.
Yeah,
but he's been in this league long enough. If he wants to go that route, I don't think he can lose there. So.
Kelvin Benjamin is the number 1 wide receiver for a team. Now, is he a wide receiver number 1 in fantasy? I don't know. But you got to be your number 1 for your team to start.
That's right.
And I think he's there. I think that's who I would lean.
See, I have a problem with that just because Cam Newton is his quarterback.
And he loves Cam Newton. As he posted all over the board.
My body!
I heart some.
My body says no.
I'm sure he has like 2 posters in his living room that he kisses when he comes through. Maybe slaps one as he walks through the door.
But high five.
Yeah,
be your mom's favorite player.
Yeah, it's okay replacement. We all have some little quirks, but
we got some love,
a little bit. But I don't know if I go that crazy.
All right, so what was the consensus there? Bortles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or as I'm going to call him Broyles, just because I don't say anybody's name right, so that's going to be who it is.
I thought Broyles was a wide receiver for Detroit a couple years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
I think bottom to top took him about 8 years in a row. So we're back to bottom to top, and in my draft, there's still quarterbacks available, but in our mock draft, quarterbacks have just went crazy. If this breaks down like it does, bottom to top needs a running back, needs a quarterback.
You're right.
Absolutely agree.
Don't think he needs a wide receiver, but I'm sorry, Mike Evans is a 10 touchdown guy.
You are all about Mike Evans. You've given him to 3 people in a row.
But he hasn't officially drafted.
I figured that's how much he was into Mike Evans. So I figured that's all we'd hear today.
Mike Evans is Mike Evans. I think he's going to be a touchdown machine. I think he's the guy to go with. I don't think bottom and top needs him. I think in terms of fit for a team, it's a bad idea. But I think in terms of talent, when you need talent, You take the best available player. If there's a fit, an available player, you do it. But who's out there as a running back? Gerhardt? Who else? Who else is there? Jeremy Hill? I mean, now you're talking Carlos Hyde. You're talking